What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live World Cup watch-along, people, on a boiling hot day here in England. But we're here, people. No air conditioning, fighting with the fans, people. Not the football fans, the air fans that aren't really doing much. But anyway, we're here. Big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. The first World Cup 2026 quarter-final, big game. France against Morocco, two dangerous teams, probably the best team in the world right now in France, and probably the best team in Africa right now in Morocco. They go head to head. Obviously, there's a lot of connections, a lot of Moroccans who live in France. You got players who play for Morocco who are born in France and so on and so forth. So there's a real connection there between the two countries. Big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. Appreciate the support as always. And we will be looking, of course, how Saliba gets on, who for me has got to be in there for player of, not player, for team of the tournament at centre-back. He's made it look easy. But big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Hope everyone's well. Let's go through the teams. One change to the French team. Barcola comes out. And Doué comes in. Doué changed the game the other day, I thought, when he came on. And Barcola, who's been linked with Arsenal, he's been dropped for this game. And Doué comes in. So the French team, Mike Mignon in goal. Koundé at right back. Lucas Digne at left back. Upamecano and Saliba at centre back. Manu Kone, who I think actually looks quite good, you know. Available for 50 million, apparently, from Roma. Rabiot, then Elise, Dembele, Doué, Kylian Mbappe. I mean, good luck defending that. Good luck defending that, people. The French bench, Sambot, Gusto, Tchouameni. Man United thought they were signing Tchouameni only for him to sign a new contract. N'Golo Kante, Marcus Thuram, Konate, Zaire Emery. I've put Doué on the bench. Do I do this on purpose? I put Doué on the bench when Doué is starting on the wing. Let's get him out of there. Doué! His brother, of course, plays for Ivory Coast. Quite good right back as well, to be honest. Right, there we go. Theo Hernandez, Lucas Hernandez, Mateta, Risset, Cherki, Manier, Lacroix, and Bradley Barcola, who is on the bench. Rabiot will always be in this French team, but I'm telling you, he'll probably end up getting the manager's job. He's like the Jordan Henderson of France. And then the Moroccan team, people. Bono, Hakimi, Adine, Mazraoui, Diop, El Anoui, Bouadi, of course, keep an eye on him. Unahi, Taubi, El Kanous, and Brahim Diaz. No Sabari, who's on the bench, who's been their main striker. Amrabat, Sadani, Rahimi, Sabari, Zakaria, Samir, Yassine, Sabai, Riyad, Bellamari, Ayub, Reda, How, and Ihuab. Yeah, good luck reading that one. That's a tricky one. But anyway, that is the Moroccan team and bench, people. How will they fare? They've listed it as Brahim Diaz playing false 9. And I'll be honest with you, I've been very impressed with Brahim Diaz in this World Cup. He's been linked with Arsenal before. He seems to be the player that struggles to get in the Real Madrid team a lot. Yeah, Marcel, big up to you. Sabari's a big miss. He's obviously just signed for Bayern Munich. Look very dangerous. And he'll be a big miss. Kawhi to Raptors trade on hold. I thought that was nearly done. Bruno G, yeah, obviously, listen, if we get any breaking news during the stream, obviously throw up in the chat that there's a bomber. They're now going and saying that he's agreed personal terms, which obviously was going to be very simple to agree. I think he's on about 150 grand a week. That's easy for Arsenal to go beyond that. So yeah, we'll see what happens, people. And obviously I'll be doing the quarterfinal tomorrow, which is Spain against Belgium. So we look forward to that. Obviously some Arsenal involvement on both teams. Big up Rob, who says big up everyone from St. Louis, the US. Big up to you, bro. Natu said bring back pure 9s like Sabari. Yeah, I love that proper strikers, man. Big up Doctor, who says big up C. Hope you're well, bro. Barcola is France's mad wakey. Make way for Doué in the big games. I think with those two, it's just literally a case of like who plays well gets the shirt. And Barcola wasn't great in the last game. Doué came on, changed it. He gets the shirt. A couple games before that, Doué was quiet. Barcola came on and made an impact. And he kept the shirt. 5 Argentinian officials. You're right. That is very interesting, considering you would think Argentina would want France to be knocked out. And a lot of people have accused Argentina of benefiting from the officiating of FIFA. So let's see how this goes. Allez le bleu. Yeah, I'm wearing the Arsenal French t-shirt. I do have a good bet on the French to win the World Cup, which wasn't rocket science, was it? They were the favourites anyway. Yeah, 5 Argentinian refs is crazy. It is crazy, but let's see. They'll be under scrutiny, I'm sure, so they'll have to sort of, I don't know. Well, I say they'll have to behave, but they don't have to behave. That's the issue with it. And interesting, by the way, that Newcastle, they announced the signing of the midfielder from Ajax today, and they've now today agreed 60 million euros for Manzambi, who's been impressive for Switzerland. Freiburg midfielder, 60 million euros. So you would think with Newcastle bringing in 2 centre midfielders, that probably means they're clearing the way. Tonali's gone, and they're preparing in case Bruno goes. Not that he will definitely be going. So we'll see. Have you lot seen the madness with Samir Nasri was arrested in some drug trafficking, money laundering case? Crazy times, man. Didn't Quincy Promise? He got done for something crazy as well, didn't he? But yeah, anyway, let's see. Samir Nasri. Big up to Lewis, massive Saliba fan, but Upamecano has been better. I don't know. More the aggressor, but Saliba. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Still a few times. Look at that goal against Norway, where the brother just dropped his shoulder on Upamecano, sent him to the shops for some Skittles. You ain't doing that to Saliba. Almiron tried to run Saliba and pulled his hamstring. There's levels, bro. Big up Lewis. Big up to Iron. Big up the legend Curtis here for the Mbappe glaze. We will be there, guys. We will be there. Big up Iron. Big up Ricky Big C. Our calls for make Arsenal French again have been heard incorrectly. Nothing else explains the Meslier signing. Make Arsenal French again. And as I said, we didn't mean that kind of French. But let's see. Let's see what happens with that, you know. Wanted Killian, we got Ilian. Not quite the same, is it? We're about to get underway, people. Morocco booting the ball out for a throw-in. The memory of World Cup 2026. They all boot the ball out to get a throw-in for the opposition, actually. They're not even getting a throw-in for themselves. The Avengers, people, as they are of this World Cup so far. You would say at the moment the most unplayable 3, and then you throw in a Doué or a Barcola. They're playing in the away kit. This away kit, by the way, apparently is like sold out everywhere. The white away kit with the gold writing, apparently it's like super popular compared to the home kit. So yeah, let's see how they go on. It's a dangerous game. How much of a shock would it be if the French lost this game? It would be unbelievable. Yeah, booting it out, it's horrible, isn't it? Football's gone in a strange direction. Long throw-ins, wrestling each other from corners, booting the ball out for a throw-in from kick-off. This ain't what Arsene Wenger. Do you know what it is? I get it at the same time. Like, not many people really kick off and do anything too prominent with the ball. You know, it's not like many people get a goal scoring chance from keeping the ball. You tend to go backwards and then you get put under pressure and eventually it breaks down. So they think that if we can put it out for a throw-in close to your own corner flag, you're already under pressure. Oh, honestly, Ras, that used to be a big bet in football. I think they removed it from like betting companies. Yo, Brahim Diaz, double nutmeg and a back heel. Rabiot and Digne, double meg. Yo, that's crazy work, man. Let's get this off the screen anyway. Buwadi watch as well. We're watching Buwadi. Even though I'm not sure we're going to get him now. Yeah, there used to be a bet. Ball goes out for a throw-in inside 10 seconds. Make it look like you're passing it, overhit it by accident, get the throw-in, 10, 20 grand bet. Easy work, easy money, but I think they've banned it. It's a PSG tactic, yeah, to press early. I get it. I get it. It's just not pretty, is it? It's not pretty. People always think I'm behind. I'm genuinely not behind, people. I'm watching it live. It's the YouTube feed must have a delay, which is frustrating, actually. I need to get that. It's latency in it. I think you can actually adjust it. We could get Buwadi. Well, I think if we get Bruno, we won't get Buwadi. I think we'll only get one of them. I'd take both of them, by the way, if we could. I've got to actually put a fan on the camera and on me. Me, because I'm burning up. And yesterday when I was on AFTV, the camera was switching off because it was overheating. Mbappe whips it out wide. Osman Dembele, first chance of the game for the French. Dembele rolls it in. Good defending. Cleared to the edge of the box. France retain possession. Morocco have got a lot of players behind the ball. Doctor said if Brahim Diaz is available, get him ASAP. He's a baller, man. Is Mbappe 30 yards out? Saved by the goalkeeper for a corner. Snapshot there by Kylian. Good save by Bono. It's a tough one. That bounces just in front of goal. That's a good save. It's a good save. You want Kone? Yeah, he's a good player, man. 50 mil. I reckon he'll be... Somebody will buy him. But whipped in. France should have scored. Header. Saved by the goalkeeper. 6 yards out straight at him. Morocco try and hit them on the break. France managed to clear it up. Was that Upamecano there? Great chance. Ball crossed in from the left-hand side. Header about 6 yards out. Heads it into the ground, but straight at the goalkeeper. Should have scored. France on the attack again. Elise wins a throw, and we'll see the replay of the chance now. That is a sitter, by the way. Ball whipped in. Upamecano. Heads it straight at the goalkeeper. It's a good save. It's got to go back across goal. He tries to, but car temperature was 40 degrees in the UK. So was mine. My steering wheel was so hot, I could barely put my hands on it. It was crazy. It was crazy how hot it was today, man, honestly. English heat, it literally puts you in a headlock. Yeah, it's fell to the wrong person, and it up on Meccano. Should have scored. I think France will win, by the way. I haven't said a prediction, but I do think France will win. I think they've got too much for Morocco. I think without Sabari as well, the goal scorer, I don't think Morocco will have enough goal for it. I was just checking something there. Barcelona trying to sign Adeyemi, 40 million euros. It's a strange one, that. Say your aircon don't work. We ain't even got aircon, bro. You know what I mean? 10 months of the year, England's cold. You don't really need it, but when you need it, you do need it. Your steering wheel is peeled, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy. The heat is mental. France, yeah. This is a different game for France, isn't it? Paraguay were on crazy antics, sitting back. Morocco will try and play. Barca love pace, yeah. Maybe he's just looking at it and thinking, like Hansi Flick, thinking, if I've got Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, my two main wingers, and then you've got Gordon and Adeyemi as the other two, just absolute blistering pace. It's good rotation. Rafinha and Lamine have had injuries. I think that's what he's probably looking at. Be careful with plastic bottles left in your car. Mate's van burnt down. The fire service said it was the bottle on the seat. Wow. Yeah, they always say, don't they? Don't leave plastic bottles in the car. That's another thing, by the way, on Yuka app, who should be paying me for the amount of promo I give them. But they're saying now, get water in glass bottles. Stop, drinking out of plastic bottles. I'm having to put ice in the water. Small air cons, yeah, I think I'm going to have to. I should have bought it already, really. Rogers ain't a winger playing in the 10 get Barcola and Solis. I just saw something about that Solis, actually. His name just popped up on the timeline again. What was it saying? Okay, so some guy, although it doesn't... Is he a good source? Greek journalist for The Sun. He said Arsenal are now close to completing an agreement with Club Brugge to sign Christos Solis for 35 million. The player is expected to be a backup left winger as Arsenal chase their top targets Morgan Rogers and Bradley Barcola. Does that mean Martinelli's going to leave then? But yeah, it's not a great source. Sometimes you've got to think these guys, they just come out of nowhere to get a lot of traction. It's very easy, Shows the level of football when Adeyemi and Gordon are at Barcelona. Exactly. Left your sunglasses in the car, they began melting. Wow. VPN restrict. Yeah, honestly, I tried to edit it, people. I can only apologize. I've spoken about it a number of times. There was an update about 12 days ago. And all of a sudden, people are getting ads left, right, and center on YouTube. I've always said I do not add any extra ads from what they do automatically. I think they're doing it as a way to try and force people to get YouTube Premium. So you're going to pay a monthly subscription. It's probably for finances, people. And obviously, they're going to get more money from the ads. So I can only apologize, people. I just bought Premium, absolute game changer, bro. Before I even had, made content on YouTube, I had Premium. I had to. Couldn't deal with the adverts. I couldn't deal with when you're listening to music, you can't come off the app without it staying there. Yeah. Here's Doué, left-hand side, shifts it, shoots, it's blocked, goes out for a throw-in. Switch to carton or glass water, better for your health. I've done it and feel better, but it's expensive. Yeah, I'm doing it, bro. I'm doing it. I'm ordering loads of water in glass bottles. Premium is the way for... Yeah, once you get Premium, you can't go back. Microplastics damn nearly unavoidable. Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it? Everything. People sleep on the YouTube Music app. Yeah, it's decent. The money they're talking for Morgan Rogers is not worth it. 130 million. The thing with football nowadays, there's not many transfers of top players where you go, oh, that's good. It's good price. Most of them, you've got to overpay a little bit, aren't you? Because there's less top players nowadays. Copper bottles is the real health fact. Big up Lawrence. Ashton Hall morning routine. Stop splashing water on your face and putting your face in a bowl of ice and that. We need pace. I agree with that, PJ. We do. We need some absolute pace merchants. What would Odegaard get on the Yucca app? 10%. 90% snot. Exactly. They'd say stay away from him, man. Don't shake hands with him. Don't shake hands with him. Start bench sell Elise Yamal Kvara. That's tough. Is it controversial if I'd say I'd sell Kvara? Because the other two are just too good for me. And they've done it in World Cups and Euros and things like that. So Kvara would be sell. Start and bench. Lamine in this World Cup hasn't been great. But I'm still probably more of a Lamine fan just than Elise. But this World Cup, Elise's been unbelievable. So I'd start Lamine and bench Elise, which sounds crazy the way he's playing. At the moment, you'd probably start Elise and bench Lamine, but Kvara, I'd unfortunately sell him out them three. I think the other two are better than him. Would you buy Bruno G for 90 million? I try not to. I try not to, like, I wouldn't want Arsenal to pay 90 million for him, but if they did, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I'm devastated. No, I wouldn't be devastated. At least they can't chat to Kvara. Are you mad, bro? Are you seeing these performances? He can definitely chat to him. Mbappe twisting and turning, edge of the box. Bro, he can win Ballon d'Or. I know it's harsh because Kvara plays for a nation that are obviously not going to get to the latter stages, but I think those two are ahead of him. But you could put him in there. I get it. Maybe I'm hyped up on Elise because of what I'm seeing in the World Cup. Before the World Cup, you'd have probably put Kvara in there, to be honest. Kone would be a better purchase than Bruno. I'd love to get both of them, you know. But it's not likely, is it? Kvara is cold. He is cold. Didn't sign Elise because Saka was balling out. Do you think Rodgers is similar to Doué? Doué's a bit more in and out skill. I just don't think. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I feel bad saying that Kvara would be the one. I think sometimes it's what's in front of you, innit? Kvara's just won 2 Champions Leagues back to back. Probably the best left winger in world football. He really should be above at least one of them, to be honest. So yeah, I've probably done him dirty there, to be honest. It's just Elise's playing so well at the moment. It's hard not to pick him. Lamine's probably my favourite out of the 3 of them. So it's hard for me not to pick him. So Bruno G is not worth 70 million. I disagree. I disagree. Honestly, I think we're getting caught up on the age a little bit. In this market, if Bruno was 2 years younger, he'd be 100 million. He's better than Tonali. Tonali just cost 100 million. And he's a couple years younger. So for me, Bruno, if you get him for 70, 75 million, I actually think that's a good price in this market for a number 8. Thoughts on the Norwegian left winger? No, sir. He looks good. I haven't seen enough of him, though, to be honest. So it's Rodgers looks overweight. I haven't really noticed. I haven't seen him play that much, to be honest, for England. Good play by Morocco. There's a foul, but the ref plays on. Wouldn't go higher than 70. I think the problem you've got is, okay, yeah, what price do you walk away from the Bruno deal and say, that's too much for him? Lamine gets taller, it's bad for his game. I don't know if you noticed last season, Lamine was getting a lot of like injuries to do with him still growing. You know, he's a teenager. They say you grow till what? You're 22? And he's like 18, so he's starting to get little injuries, groin, muscular injuries. It's probably affecting him, and he is quite tall, you're right. Some people saying 65, some people saying 85. I'm not even just saying it. I'd probably be at like 70 plus 5 in add-ons at a push. But then you've also, you know, you got to think, what's the alternative? Like, if you're willing to pay 75 and they paid 85, is that 10 million going to make you go crazy? You're probably just going to go, well, he's a top player. We just got to get him. I think 75. 70 plus 5 in add-ons. I think anything over that, you're being a little bit done a little bit. But if you walk away from his deal, what's the alternative? You know, you buy Bawadi, who I think will cost 70 million plus now, who's young with great potential, but a lot of clubs want him. Kone would be a good player, but he's not the same profile of player as Bruno. I think we've got to buy him. This might sound crazy. I don't think we can walk away from the table. I really don't. It sounds crazy, and some of you be like, what? Of course you can. There's other players. I don't think we can walk away from the table. I think we've got to buy him. It won't cost 90 million. They want 90 million. We want to pay 60 million. There's obviously going to be a little bit of movement from Newcastle. You don't often get what you're asking for in negotiation. There'll be a drop-off. But the other players that are available possibly. Bouadi is very good, but he's more of a deep line playmaker. I think we need somebody that can score goals, get forward, create chances. I'd take him as well as Kone's good, but again, he's not a goal scorer, he's not creative. Those other signings will probably Kone's box to box really, but he doesn't score goals. I think if we want to pay 60, they want 90. The middle ground is, yeah, 75 million. You get around there, I think everybody's reasonably happy. Bouadi would be a brilliant investment for the future. Joe said he's a game changer. He allows Arteta a ton of flexibility. And that's the thing. Bruno genuinely takes so much pressure off Declan Rice. Doué whips it in back post. This is a chance header. Just wide. Caicedo. Oh, I can't see that. Can't see that, Lawrence. They paid 115 million for him and his contract. Him and Rice as well as even though I like Caicedo, him and Rice as a midfield. It's too. Who's scoring? Who's creating? His contract's still 2020. He's 2033. His contract. He's got 7 years left on his deal. 6.5 years. 150 grand a week. He'd cost an absolute fortune. So, nah. I'd take Bruno over Caicedo because of the kind of player. You can get two good players, but I think you need somebody in front of Rice. Brady will be 80 million plus. Well, now Real Madrid are being linked. Liverpool, there'll be an auction for him. So, yeah, you wouldn't score versus him and Rice, but I think we're so defensively solid already at Arsenal. Got the best defence in the league. I don't think we need to add somebody to make us even stronger defensively. I think, yeah, they'd be a nightmare to play against, but imagine you're trying to create. It'd be a problem. This is hard for France. Morocco have just put a load of players behind the ball. Bruno G is a must. Would go as high as 75 million plus 5 in add-ons. Bruno is perfect. Bruno G is a perfect match for Rice. So many options. Because I'd be more than comfortable starting the season with Skelly and Bruno. Bruno and Zubomendi. Coventry games like that, you'd go, Rice, you don't even need to come back off holiday, mate. You can book another week with the family. I just think that midfield would be outstanding of Bruno and Rice. Koundé wins a corner to France. Kone or Bouadi, it's a tough one. Bouadi long term, I think his ceiling's higher. Kone's probably a bit more ready now. All action might suit the Prem. I'm not sure on that one. Bouadi to me is one of them players that in a few years, if he develops, could be absolute top quality. Well, I don't think Kone will ever be a world beater just because of his technical skill set. But he might settle quicker, if you know what I mean, Kone. If we don't get Bruno G, I'll be upset. Because he's done everything, bro. He's basically gone to Newcastle and said, I want out. And they've leaked it publicly as well for his agent. So he's doing everything he can. The problem that Bruno Guimaraes has got, people, is he is the fan favourite. They love him. He's done interviews saying his kids are Geordie. Even though they're Brazilian, he sees them as Geordies. They're being raised in Newcastle. And he said he'll always be a Newcastle player at heart and all this sort of stuff. He said a lot of things. So I think he's desperate to not leave in the way that Isak left, which is refusing to train, disrespecting, the fans. I don't think he wants to do that. I think, yeah, apparently he has got a tattoo, I heard. Yeah, I think he will be desperate to go, you know what? Let the fans know that I want to leave. Respectfully, he wants to leave through the front door with his head held high. Like, look, man, he loves the club, but he's got to go. No European football, chance to go to the Champions. He wants them to wave him off. Isak, they can't stand him because when you refuse to train and do all that, man, you whatever legacy you've got at the club, you've ruined it. So I think he's very keen not to do that with Newcastle. But it'd be interesting if this deal drags, if he is willing to do that. Like, how will he look at it in 3 weeks' time if we can't get him? And Newcastle just say, look, you're not going. Is he then going to go, all right, I ain't Geordie, mate. I'm from Brazil. Hold this. I ain't training. I ain't doing this. I think the problem Newcastle have got, yeah, you're right, people. Leaving respectfully is not really, doesn't often happen, does it? Especially when you go to another Premier League club. You're just going to be disliked no matter how you leave. It will be interesting if Newcastle sort of turn around to him and go, you know what, mate? Sold Gordon, sold Tonali, 170 million in the bank. You ain't going nowhere. But having an unhappy captain can really disrupt the dressing room. I just don't think he'll want to do that. Bruno and Vinny. Oh, bro, if Bruno and Vinny, you could close the window. Nothing else. Keep it going. What are you saying, Melbourne? Give me your rundown of Kone. Looks more all-action, box-to-box to me. Good on the ball, but not somebody that, like, is going to create chances for you or score goals. He's more what I would call, like, an all-action midfielder. I do like him. I would actually take him, by the way. And Vieira said he's their best centre midfielder. But just as an example, last year, 2 goals for Roma. Season before, 2 goals. You know, he's not a goal scorer. The season before that, he got 1 goal when he was in Germany, so he's not going to chip in with goals. But he is a good player. For 50 mil, if I was like Man United, I'd buy him. You know, they're being linked with Edison and stuff like that. I'd go for this Kone. Guimaraes is Petit / Vieira. That's serious praise. Would you take Vinny and Bruno Guimaraes for Rice and Saka? That's horrible. Vinny Jr., welcome to Arsenal. No further questions. We've agreed terms with Kone, apparently. Yeah, we're easy, innit? Kone's probably on 70 grand a week, I think, when I checked it. They're not difficult. That doesn't mean anything. All that is a conversation with his agent. Would he come to Arsenal? Yeah. What wages is he on? Right, we're looking here. Look, he's on 85 grand a week. You go to Kone, you go, right, we'll give you 150. Would you take that? He goes, yeah, I would take that. Elise rolls it to Mbappe. Step over, penalty. Penalty given. There we go. Blink of an eye, people. Blink of an eye. Arjun, you might want to cover your ears right now. He's the best player in the world. Bodied. Bodied. See you later. That's why he's the best in the world, people. Because the reality is, wow, Hakimi, heavy touch. And that ain't a foul. Doué won the ball, bro. Get up. Drop the step over shift. That little touch there tempts the defender in. Shows him the ball. Goes to ground. Too quick. That little touch. It's a pen. It's a pen. Too sharp. Too quick. Stay on your feet, bro. Stay on your feet. Penalty given. VAR's given it. Kylian Mbappe to go level with Lionel Messi. Who's that? Mazraoui. MJ. Are you in the building, MJ? Your Man United boy just got took to the cleaners and put on a spin cycle. Do you see Arsenal finishing top 3 next season? Bro, if we don't finish top 3, there's something seriously wrong. We can't be going from champs to not getting top 3. Big up unreasonable. Avinab, would you do an Ethan Nwaneri Akinpong swap? No. No chance. That Akinpong's nothing special. Ethan seems to be out of favour with Mikel, given we have Dowman. Selling Dowman, I'm saying it now, selling Dowman will be a big mistake. Young English talent, 1 good season, you're worth a fortune. He would only have to go somewhere, have a good year, and we'd have another Gnabry on our hands. We're going, what have we done? Kylian Mbappe, penalty. To go joint top goal scorer with Messi. He scored in, I think, every game bar 1. Kylian Mbappe in Boston to give the French the lead. The VAR check took ages because they were checking the penalty and also whether Hakimi had been fouled. Here we go. Kylian. against Bono in goal. Referee is taking ages to blow his whistle. I don't know what the delay is. What are you waiting for, mate? Are they still doing a VAR check? He's got sweat going in his eye and all sorts. Look, what's he waiting for? It's what happens, people. 5 Argentinian officials. They're probably going, wait another 30 seconds. It'll put him off. Right, the VAR check is finally over. Check over. Here we go. Look, look, look. I'm telling you. Messi's calling someone. Hold on, Messi's calling me. Yeah, Lionel? Delay him. In training at PSG, he hated being delayed. Kylian Mbappe for France. Stuttered run up. He's missed it. He's missed the penalty. It's terrible. Keeper's left. Messi, you put him off. What a poor penalty, man. It rolled. Oh, no. Kylian. Ayun. Where are you? Mbappe misses. Wow. Wow, Kylian. What a poor penalty, man. Told you, these stuttered run-ups, man. They're destroying people. These stuttered run-ups are destroying players. They start getting in their mind, waiting for the keeper. What a terrible penalty. And he's complaining, isn't he? What's he complaining about? The delay. They done him, man. I'm telling you. They done him. Messi made the call. Look, the delay. You're waiting. He hasn't. Look, he's moving. Oh, it's horrible. He's already gone. It's terrible penalty, that. What's he saying? What's he complaining about there, do you think? That it's got to be the delay, hasn't it? Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, you know we read the Twitch chat. Big up yourself. Mbappe is a bad man. Well, that was a bad penalty. And now the water break. Stuttered run up, man. Honestly, if I was taking a penalty, I would not go anywhere near that stuttered run up. Because you do that and miss. He must feel absolutely shocking now, taking the penalty like that. I bet he's complaining to the ref saying, why did the VAR check take so long? But because I don't know why it did take so long. You could see that Doué won the ball straight away. And you could see he got clipped for the penalty. They said, I don't know. I'm not sure what the delay was about. Look at this penalty, Kylian. What are you doing? It bounces twice. I tell anybody now, you taking a delayed, stuttered run-up penalty, you've got to have in your mind, if the goalkeeper goes the right way, is this penalty going to be able to beat him? You can't do stuttered run-up and then go soft with the shot. Because if he goes the right way, he's just going to fall on it like that. Joker, that's why, yeah. Go up, get your run-up right and hit a penalty hard. Because you've always got a chance if you hit it hard. Even if the goalkeeper goes the right way, it might go under him, it might go through his hands, he might palm it in the side netting. You've always got a chance. You go with these little soft penalties, bro. They ain't even... That's just such an easy penalty to save. Tried to hit the Neymar from the other night. Listen, and don't get me wrong, I've said this a lot of times, people. There's studies, like coaches think that stuttered run-ups can help. Like you're waiting for the goalkeeper to commit. Who is the best penalty taker? The two best are Gyökeres and Harry Kane. They're the two right now. I think Gyökeres scored like 20-something penalties in a row, if you include Sporting and Arsenal. And Kane's unreal at penalties as well. I don't think I haven't seen anybody better than those two. Messi, even Ronaldo, these guys are quite inconsistent with penalties. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've told you guys the story, man. 4-hour drive to Newcastle. 1-0 down to 10 men. Carlisle. Past Newcastle, actually. And I missed a penalty. Doing something silly as well, where I was like kind of did a slow run up. It wasn't a stuttered run up, but I did a slower run up. Nah, come on, bro. Kane is, apart from the French pen that he put to the moon in the last World Cup in Qatar. How much would a club pay for Dauman? I don't know, you know. I can't. He's so young and unproven. Would a club really commit big money to him? Because at 16, man, oh, Doué, what a turn that is. At 16, you don't really know how a player's going to develop. It's not a foul, bro. Got barged off the ball. I honestly don't know. Especially the way Arsenal sell players. We probably won't get anything for him. But, no, I don't know. I don't think we'd get massive money for him. Elise brought down. Referee says no foul. Best in the world, Curtis. What was that, my bro? I know. It happens to the best of us, Iron. Bayern offered 60 mil for Rio and Gamoa, so surely similar. I think what makes Rio and Gamoa slightly more valuable to teams going in for him is he's so quick. And I honestly think when you're a player and you're so explosive that you can get away with being a bit underdeveloped in other ways, you know. Amho said just before Mbappe missed the penalty, said he's the perfect player. Commentators curse, man. It always happens. Oh, he's the best in the world. And then he misses the penalty and you're like, oh, it's garbage. That was a terrible penalty. Terrible. Yeah, that question from earlier was a great question. I might have got it wrong. Basically, the question was, start, bench, sell, Yamal, Elise, Kvara. I said sell Kvara, bench Elise, start Lamine, but I might have been harsh on Kvara, you know. He's just won back-to-back Champions Leagues. But, and that's the argument. Like, in my head, I'm like, I think Lamine's the best out of them three, even though he's had a pretty quiet World Cup. But then Kvara's won back-to-back Champions Leagues. It's a tough one. It's a good discussion though. Oh, Bawadi, is that Bawadi who got caught? Doué, good save. Why is he not smashing that? Good save. This goalkeeper's having a great game. Oh, didn't we play against this keeper? What team does he play for? I'm sure we've played against him in the Champions League. Does he play for Porto, or am I thinking of someone else? Oh, he's in the Saudi League. Doué there. I feel like he should have put his foot through that. Who does this goalkeeper play for? Oh, he played for Seville. Yeah. Oh, he's at Al Hilal. Picking up dough. He's a good keeper, man. He's a good keeper. I don't know why players do that. You're taking a corner, you put it an inch outside the box. What's the point? Does it really gain you much? Back in the day, you used to have the ball in the box. Now it only has to touch it, and they're still just moving it out. Do I misrigged? Arsenal apparently eager to sign Gilberto Mora, the Mexican wonder kid. Do you rate him? I honestly haven't seen enough of him. He's impressed me in this tournament. Morocco, I think... Well, I thought Brahim Diaz was playing false nine, but he's drifting to the right a lot. So Sabari is injured, but he's on the bench. Obviously, he's just signed for Bayern Munich, been very impressive. I don't actually know who they're playing up front. Maybe El Khanoussi's up front. I think they're just rotating it. If Kane retired from England, who would they replace him with up top? There's no clear replacement, is there? Probably go Ollie Watkins or... It's crazy how poor the lack of English striker talent is in the Premier League. It's unbelievable. It really is. You're talking about Ollie Watkins, Danny Welbeck, Ivan Toney, Calvert-Lewin, Liam Delap. Do you know what I mean? That's your group of players. that you're going to replace Harry Kane with. The drop-off is massive. Delap, I don't rate him. Welbeck's at the back end of his career. Solanke hasn't done anything. Been injured. I'm a big fan of Ivan Toney, but I don't think he's kicked a ball in this tournament. So would Tuchel really put him up front? I don't know. I don't know, man. They probably have to go Ollie Watkins. Tammy. Nah, no Tammy, man. No Tammy Abraham. Yeah, he'd probably better off just play Jude false 9 and just pack the Eddie and Nketiah. Striker shortage as well. Well, it's crazy. It's because, and I said this before, back in the day, everyone played 4-4-2. So if you had 20 teams in the Premier League, everyone's got 2 strikers, and then a lot of them had 2 strikers on the bench so that you could take 2 off. Solskjaer and Sheringham, Cole and York. We had Wiltord and Carno on the bench for Bergkamp and Henry. So 20 clubs, 4 strikers, 80 strikers in the Premier League. Now everyone's playing one up front. Some teams don't even have a second striker. They have a winger as the backup. So you've gone from maybe 80 strikers to maybe 30 strikers because you might have 20 starting and 10 backups. So you might be more than 50% down on how many strikers you used to have. And the same thing applies worldwide now. So if you're losing 50 strikers in every major league, and I see it even with like at my son's level and that, like all these kids nowadays, they want to play out wide. You know, they want to play on the wing. Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar and Mane and Salah and all these wingers scoring 20, 30, 40 goals. They want to play on the wing, drift off the wing, play attacking midfield. Striker is a harder position now because you've got to hold the ball up a lot more. You've got your back to goal a lot more. 4-4-2 is like 2 strikers against 2 centre-backs. You had a better chance, I feel, of getting goal-scoring opportunities like that. So it's crazy how football has sort of changed. Everybody, when you was a kid, wanted to be a striker. Want to be a striker. I know Messi isn't a winger now. He plays central. But, you know, when he was on the right for Barca and stuff like that. Ivan Toney, if he doesn't gamble, yeah. I tell you what, Morocco will take heart from what's going on here. They're on the attack now. Ball crossed in. It's cleared. They don't even get a corner out of it. And it goes out for a goal kick. It is, man. It's I didn't expect Morocco to be as defensive as this. I thought they might, but their plan is to sort of build their way into the game later on. But yeah, it's a poor first half, man. Well, CR7 was very much a winger when he came through. Right? He wasn't a striker, was he? Right wing and left wing. Eyelids are heavy, Mom Spaghetti. Oh, you're not wrong, Nimbo. Half time, I might need to have a break. 5 minutes. Hydration break. Norbit Eddie, yeah, put Eddie up to. Eddie was, I think Garner tried to call him up, but Cruz will replace Kane. Kane will probably play the next World Cup, I reckon, to be honest. So, how old's Kane? 33, 34? Will he play the next World Cup, actually? I don't know. How old is Kane? 32. Yeah, I reckon Kane will play the World Cup at 36. This game's not really built around speed. I could see him going to another World Cup. 36, I reckon he'd still be all right. Curtis, hopefully LeBron goes to Miami. Golden State, Miami, Cleveland. If I was him, I don't know. It's a tough one. Cleveland probably... Do you want to go back home? You've already done that, really. But Golden State, him and Steph Curry would be box office, wouldn't it? How does an Argentina ref get this game? To be fair, he's been good so far. Yeah, he has. Been all right, but let's wait and see if there's some dodgy VAR decisions to make. Cruiser striker, bro. It's Miami, Cleveland, or Philly. Not Golden State. I haven't seen any updates on that. He's gonna drag that out all summer, isn't he? He's just gonna try and make it into a drama. Probably announce it live on TV. Latest on the NBA. Who is this guy? I'm just seeing if there's any news. LeBron James. Yeah, no. Yeah, it looks like he's being linked with a lot of clubs. Let's see. Philly, I don't know about that. Team's not great. They are wasting time with Shady. I'm telling you, bro. Messi made the call, bro. Is Solis an upgrade on Bossard? I mean, I've seen so little of this Solis. I'm not even at liberty to really say if he is. Right now, you'd probably say no without even watching much of him. Trossard's had a pretty good World Cup and he got decent numbers last season. Len said, bro, LeBron is 40, has a full grey beard. Yeah, maybe it's the stress, all that money he's got. You know what I mean? Cruz got an offer from Tottenham. Are you saying yes? Yeah, you would, man. You can't let who you support get in the way of your career. It's just a reality. Do you know what I mean? Darren Bent played for Tottenham. He was a massive Arsenal fan. It's football, innit? You gotta get in the game by any means necessary, people. You know, you could imagine turning down Tottenham and you didn't make it because of that decision. It's the reality of it. Yeah, do a Sol Campbell later on. You know, you get the Arsenal move, you duck out. Brady having a stinker. That's what I'm saying. I have said a few times, you got to judge him when he's against a midfield where they can really press. And Kone and these lot, they ain't giving him no time on the ball. So it's different for him. I like this Kone, you know. I feel like, I mean, I wish we could sign two centre mids, but I don't think we will. I like him. He's all action. He looks like he can do everything. Manu Kone for 50 mil. Yeah, this first half's been awful. Get Bruno and Kone, 50 mil is nothing. The thing is, we've got other positions we need to spend big money, but he'd be a really good signing for us. Kone just looks like he's ready to play in the Prem. He's just got that aggression. You know what I mean? Big up to South London Finest. He said, Spurs Academy is very good. My cousin was in it. Quality setup. They've got one of the best training grounds in the country. The annoying thing with Tottenham is they did all their redevelopment later on. So their training ground's better than Arsenal's and their stadium's better than Arsenal's, which is annoying. You'd love Arsenal to like do it all up, but it is what it is. I suppose the most important thing is how good is your team rather than the training ground. Get me Bruno, Vinny, Rogers, Kunde. Yeah, that'll be 375 million. Bruno probably 75. Vinny at 150. Rogers will be at least 100. Kunde, I don't know how much he would cost. 60, 70. We ain't getting those for, I tell you that. I'd genuinely take Bruno and Vinny and close down the market. Lock it off. Apparently, Vinny's got some important meetings with Real Madrid this week, it was saying, regarding his future. Let's see. If he doesn't sign, maybe they'll sell him. Rogers, for the love of God, stay away, says Most Wanted. He's not convinced. 5 minutes added on at the end of this half. Unreasonable, you know. Man loves... He's not trying to draw me out. Would you swap Arteta and Saka for Mourinho and Vinny? Vinny Jr., welcome to Arsenal. Oh, dear me. Oh, he shot tipped over the bar. Ah, come on, Mikel. Mikel, you bring Vinny. Get him away from Mourinho so you can play him left back. OT said Philly with LeBron, Maxi, and B, Jaylen Brown. It's not a bad four, to be honest. I don't know what the balance of that team would be like, but Embiid is the big... Yeah, actually, it's not a bad team, to be honest. Yeah, Elise's having a quiet game. Oh, I actually hit the bar. I thought he tipped over. This is the first game where you look at it and go, oh, yeah, maybe Elise ain't better than Kvara. I don't know. Big C, don't sleep on Philly after the Jalen trade. Maxi, VJ, Brown, LeBron, and Embiid. That's a tough starting five if Embiid stays healthy. That's the problem, though, isn't it? Embiid's a sick note, man. You know what I mean? Big guy always gets injured, man. It'll be interesting. LeBron, Giannis, and Bam in Miami. Yeah, I don't know about the balance of that, man. I don't know about that balance. Dewey's asking for a penalty. I don't think that one will be given. Elise will warm into it. Yeah, hopefully. Is this a foul by Hakimi? A little bit. I tell you what, man, he's got a good grip of his shirt there. Falling over. But Dewey's kind of got his shirt. I don't think you give a penalty for that. Because look, Dewey's holding Hakimi's shirt. That's not a penalty. What Kvara did to Bayern in the semi-final. Yeah, it's true. How much would you pay for Rodgers? It's tough. That's genuinely tough. If I'm buying him, I'm playing him 10. I'm not playing him left wing. So if I buy Rodgers, I still need to buy the left winger. So it's going to come down to money. Also, if I was the manager, I'd be selling Havertz and probably Odegaard as well, both of them. If you can get 50 for Odegaard and buy Rodgers for 90 or 100, then it doesn't look too bad. 100 is a difficult figure to get your head around when you're buying a player. There's a certain expectation when you buy a player for £100 million. And I'll be honest, Rodgers doesn't feel like 100 million, but the market is insane. No, I don't think Rodgers is much better than Eze, to be honest. He's different. He's more tenacious. He's quicker. He's powerful. He's tall. Eze's a lot more laid back, but Eze has little moments of magic. The goal against Newcastle, top corner, the ball to Martinelli, the nutmeg on Upamecano against Bayern Munich. Like, Eze's got a bit more magic, I would say, than Rodgers. Rodgers is a bit more efficient. Like, like I spoke that time about how good are you when you have a bad game? I think Rodgers, when he has a bad game, will still put a shift in, where Eze just looks very lethargic. But I'd take Rodgers. I would. I'm not, like, against him. Oh, that's one of the worst free kicks ever from Hakimi. Yeah, Rodgers should be like 75 million, but the moment Elliot Anderson goes for 116, you ain't getting him for. I don't think you're getting Rodgers for less than 100 million. There's no way that Villa are going to allow him to go. Gibbs White is better than Rodgers, says MJ. Like, it's not a crazy shout. He's a different player. His numbers, that I'll be honest with you, right? And you guys know, Forest are my hometown club. A good friend of mine is a coach there. I'm shocked that a club has not gone in for Gibbs White. He scored 15 goals last season in the league alone. He got another 3 in the Europa League, and he got 7 assists in all competition. He got 18 goals, 7 assists. 25 GA for a team that were in a relegation battle. 26 years of age. I'm shocked that nobody's bought him, to be honest. I'm really, really surprised that no one's gone in for Gibbs White. Now, the problem you've got with Gibbs White, their owner is crazy. They've sold Anderson for 116 mil. He's going to go, okay, yeah, you can get Gibbs White for the same price as Anderson. So I just don't think you would get him out of that club for any reasonable amount. And I don't think anyone would pay 100 million plus for Gibbs White, to be honest. I think the thing with Anderson is that he's fortunate that City think that he's the replacement for for Bernardo. There's a desperation for them in that role, and they think he fits it, where Gibbs White is more of a 10. And City obviously don't feel they need a 10 because they've got Cherky, they've got Foden. So it's all about, it's like anything, isn't it? If you at the moment, people, if you live in England right now, we're in a heat wave, we're all struggling, most people haven't got air conditioning. Everyone's running to the supermarket to buy a fan at the moment. Everybody wants to get me a fan, get a fan. And a lot of them are sold out. So you go to the backstreet shops are selling them, right? Little local shops. And the brother's selling fans for £60, £70. You're like, bro, that was on Amazon last week for £20, but it's all demand, innit? Sell and demand. If Man City needed a 10 and they went for Gibbs White would cost over 100 million. But they needed the 8 and they wanted Anderson. So Anderson costs over 100 million. It's all that. It's difficult. Premier League players are hard to judge because if somebody has a big season in the Prem, somebody tries to buy them after one season. If they have a couple of seasons, their price goes through the roof. And that's the problem now. Elliot Anderson's a good player. I like him. But he costs 116 million. He hasn't really proved that much yet. I tell you, this is the ultimate generation to be a footballer. I don't think there's a better generation that you can be a professional footballer in terms of the finances. You know, I remember speaking to Kevin Campbell. I think he mentioned it on the stream, God rest his soul. He said, I just missed the money train of Premier League football. Like, he earned good money out the game, you know, he would have been living nice. But he missed the, like, you can retire and you're rich. You know what I mean? He just missed that turnover when 100 grand a week wages and that sort of stuff was just coming in. Well, you look now, people. Elliot Anderson, 275 grand. In fact, I think it was 300 grand a week that he's got. He cost 100 million. You're going to get 300 grand a week. I think it was 300 grand a week. It's an unbelievable time to be a footballer if you can make it to the top level. Anderson ain't better than Adam Wharton. They're different players, man. It's hard to judge those two because Wharton is more the deep-lying playmaker. Anderson gets forward a bit more. Be interesting how he does at City. It is supply and demand. You can't knock. You know, they're putting the fans up and that. Oh, yeah, the timer's still running. Apologies. That's how it goes, people. You're worth what somebody is willing to pay for you, ultimately. Do you know what I mean? That's how these things go. What do you think of Man United signing Andre Santos? Honestly, the deal confuses me. I don't really get it. And do you know the thing? I'm not, even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I'd love to just like slaughter the guy. No, I'm not going to do that. Gives me a bit of PTSD because his name's Andre Santos. And we had a left back called Andre Santos who was terrible. And he was Brazilian. He's one of those players that I feel like I've watched him play and I don't really know what he's good at. If you said to me now, describe Andre Santos as a player, I'd turn around and go, not even that sure what he does. Like, I don't, that's not me saying he's a bad player. I genuinely don't know what his game is about. Is he a defensive midfielder? Is he a box-to-box? Does he score goals? I don't really know what he is. So I can't really criticize him or praise him. But yeah, it's hilarious. Man United thought they were getting Tchouaméni. They were making Tchouaméni videos. And he's holding up a Real Madrid shirt with a new deal. It's a bit of a strange deal from Chelsea's point of view because they were hyping him up. And he's only 22 and they've sold him for 50 million, which is unlike Chelsea. Usually they get top dollar for players. So it's a bit of a weird one. Man said he's a young El Neni. Well, you don't want a young El Neni, that's for sure. He's not even in the Brazil squad, which is strange when they've got like Danilo and Fabinho at this stage in his career. So I just think if Chelsea are selling him for 50 million at 22 years of age, they can't think he's that good because they usually charge you a premium. He's a tippy-tappy ball carrier, has a high ceiling, but Man United are not known for developing the players they sign. I just look at that deal and I think, okay, I'm not going to write him off. He could go to Man U and be a top player. But I think there's some decent midfielders in the market. That Ederson as well, I'm not sure about him. I'd probably walk away from that deal if I was United. But yeah, interesting how he gets on. Oh, so Mbappe scored a similar penalty in the last round. Stuttered run-up actually went that way. But again, he's relying on the goalkeeper going the wrong way. The goalkeeper's obviously got it in the front of his head that he put the penalty there last time, so he's gone there again. Yo, I love how he hit the Isak celebration. That Isak celebration is so good, isn't it? And it's mad that he done that to Van Dijk as well, and now they're teammates. MJ, you're holding a free minute for that. We still have nightmares about that penalty. Arsenal should sign Bruno Fernandes. That would never happen. Bono, very underrated keeper. Yeah, very good. I remember him now from Seville. Every time I've watched him, he's looked tenacious and a good passer. Fair, yeah. Like I said, I don't know enough about it. MJ coping. I just think from a Man United point of view, Andre Santos and Ederson doesn't feel like it's a bit underwhelming, I'd say, for them. Who are your two left wing choices for Arsenal? I don't care, I'm saying it. Vinny Jr. is one of them. If he doesn't sign that contract, I expect Arsenal to make an offer for him. If he signs the contract, take him off the list. We ain't getting him. No one's getting him. But I'm telling you now, I want Arsenal to look at him. After Vinny, it's kind of by like process of elimination. I really like Yildiz as well. I agree with you, but Juventus have closed the door on that deal. They say he's unsellable this summer. Signed a new deal last summer. So you're then going Barcola, Rashford, Leao. Doué's not going to leave, I don't think. You're not going to get Doué. You're then struggling. It's Vinny, and then probably you've got to go for Barcola, to be honest. Am I totally convinced by Barcola? No. Do I think he's worth 100 million? I don't think he is either. But he's got a lot of potential. But I don't know, man. It's a tough one. He might not even be available. Do you know what the most realistic thing at the moment for Arsenal is? We sign Morgan Rogers and play him left wing. That's the most realistic right now. Even though that's difficult because I think Villa are going to price us out of a move for him. But I think they want Morgan Rogers to play him left wing. That's what I think. And then they'll let Odegaard and Eze fight for the 10. You answered it the way I would have, Big C. Elise and Yamal are cold. Yeah, I mean, I felt a bit bad saying that on Kvara because I actually love Kvara as a player. I wish we'd have signed him. I was calling for that signing when he was at Napoli, but maybe I'm in World Cup hype. But Yamal and Elise have been... I mean, Elise's been incredible this World Cup, apart from today. Do you know what, by the way, and we're not talking about this, this game is in the balance. France are the better team, but they're not creating many chances. I know they had a penalty, but I think Morocco have got half a chance here. I don't know if that Sabari is fit enough to come off the bench or if he's out and they've just put him on the bench so that he's there. They've got half a chance here, Morocco. This would be a crazy upset if they could knock France out. Yeah, I don't want Morgan Rogers on the left. Not a chance. I would rather go for a Barcola or someone like that. Ben said, come on, France, man. I expected more. Issa Diop looking like prime Ramos when I've seen Welbeck get the better of him when he was at West Ham. Football's a funny game like that, though, innit, Ben? Like, you can play against a defender. And for some reason, he's just got the qualities that your game don't like. Diop is like tall, long legs. You might get an Mbappe that struggles against him, where Danny Welbeck just might do him with a bit of experience and movement and hold-up play. Football is like that, innit? You ask any striker, the certain kinds of defenders you do better than. Did you hear Thierry Henry thanking Yamal and Elise? He said he enjoys football because of them. There you go. There you go. They are two of the players you would genuinely go, yeah, I'll pay my money to watch them play. Do you know what I mean? There's only a handful of players in the world that you go, I tell you what, I would pay to watch them play. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna play the football that I want to watch. Can we afford Vinny 500 bags? 350 bags he's on. Now I get it. The problem is if we were to sign him naturally, he's going to want a pay rise. I don't know how high we could go. I think you'd have to give him that deal as, look, we can't really go much higher in terms of wages, but you'd give him a massive signing on fee, big bonuses. There's ways around it. You can give players big money without the wage. Do you know what I mean? There's ways of doing it. You couldn't. I don't think Arsenal would give him like 500 grand a week. The problem you've got with Vinny, and it's a similar problem that we had with Alexis Sanchez, right? Alexis Sanchez was offered like 500 grand a week to go to China when China was the country that was paying all the money. And then what Alexis did, he used that offer against Arsenal. So he was going to Arsenal going, well, I'll stay, but they've offered me 500 grand a week. So what are you saying? And they were like, well, we can't get anywhere near that. So he was like, well, I'm leaving then. And then Man United turned up and went, yeah, we'll give you that 400, 500 grand a week. So that's why he left. And he made a massive mistake. He said himself he should have stayed. On the other side, he made a mistake because if he was leaving, he should have gone to Man City. So there is ways around it. Krupi is annoying because he's being linked heavily with Tottenham to the point that I think they might get him. 35 million for Solis. Thoughts with how the market is, Iron? I don't know enough about the guy to really say, let's go and get him. I'm not going to write him off, but he has to be the backup. You know, my thing is this. If we're buying Solis and you're trying to buy a left winger, are you selling Martinelli then? Because why would you buy Solis, another left winger, and have Martinelli? That's too much. So if they buy Solis, you're either selling Martinelli or you've tricked us, and Martinelli and Solis are going to be your two left wingers, which means we've been hustled. Listen, I'm concerned massively about the left wing market because you look at Villa saying they want 130 for Morgan Rogers. We could easily walk away from the table there and go, yeah, we're not doing that. And then Barcola, PSG aren't even at the point yet of saying, yeah, we're selling it. They're still saying, oh, we'll see. See if we can get... They haven't signed Diamande yet. They've sold Ramos. They've sold Kang. So they're short at the moment in attack. So my point is, let's say Barcola stays. Let's say Morgan Rogers is too expensive. Where do we go from there? Let's say Vinny signs a new contract, which he could. The rumours are he wants to stay at Real Madrid. So he could sign it. So what if Vinny signs a new deal? Barcola says he's staying. Morgan Rogers 130 million. Where do we actually turn from there out of those three options? And it's very unlikely Arsenal would ever go for Vinicius Jr. anyway. So we're likely down to two options. So I'm concerned about if we don't get one of those two, where are we going? And to be honest, I don't even want Morgan Rogers to play left wing. So you're then delving into Gertz at Ajax, who is, I haven't really seen enough of him to know how good he is. Are you then looking at Rashford and Leao, who most Arsenal fans don't want those two? Yildiz, I don't think is available. That market is a bit of a dirty market, man. There's a lot of players there. You go, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Do you know what? And I said this on the stream the other day, right? I think sometimes you make a bigger mistake buying a player that you're not totally convinced with for big money than forcing that player to say, look, we've signed a winger. So what I mean by that is this. Let's say Arsenal don't really want Barcola, but they think we'll take him. If you pay 100 million for him, 5-year deal, 200 grand a week, you've got no way out of it. The contract's too big, the transfer fee's too big. So what I'm saying with Arsenal is, just as an example, I think Yildiz would be gettable next summer. So let's say Arsenal really wanted Yildiz, but they're going, we want Yildiz. I think you're better off go and buy somebody who's not too expensive, who in a year's time could be a squad player for you to go and get Yildiz in a year's time. Don't buy an expensive player that's not truly the player that you want. Otherwise, you're just putting us in a situation where we're stuck, you know? And my argument has always been, if you pay 100 million for Barcola, how good do you think he's going to be at Arsenal? How good is he going to be in the Premier League? He's got a lot of ability. Is 100 million on Barcola better than spending 30 million on Gertz maybe, or Rashford maybe, or Noosa maybe, and just gambling on them for a year? I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. I don't want Morgan Rogers left wing, but I just don't know if Barcola is £100 million plus player. I think he's probably the best of the ones that are potentially available. And he's French and he's PSG and there's a lot of hype around him as well, you know? But I don't know. And listen, I get it. The fans wouldn't want Rashford. I understand why. 50 million for Madueke and 35 million for Sol is actually quite good. No, I don't agree with that. Madueke at 50 mil was good for Chelsea. He might become good, but not right now. Listen, he's got talent, Noni. I will never sit on this channel and say Noni isn't a talented player. He is. His end product is too inconsistent. And that's what he needs to improve on. Oh, bro, I'm burning up, man. It's hot right now. Solis is another Fabio Vieira. I don't know. I don't know. He's a winger, not a 10, so I don't know if it would work differently for him. Second half about to get underway, people. France are about to boot the ball out for a throw-in. Come on, please don't be a stinker. This World Cup's had some top games in the knockouts. Don't start off. Sidorf, Curtis, the thing is, Barcola hasn't got good playing time at PSG. Otherwise, he's a miraculous talent. Pace, dribbling, shot, everything is elite. I agree with most of what you said there. The shot, I don't know if his finishing's elite. The pace, the dribbling, the talent, no doubt about it. The close ball control as well. The shooting isn't quite elite. But that's the thing sometimes. When you're paying big money for a player that hasn't played consistently, it's a very dangerous signing because the CV to judge him off is not fully there. You know what I mean? He's on the bench for Doué a lot of the time. So you see him in 20-minute spurts and he comes on for 20 minutes. You go, oh, yeah, he's good. Can he do it consistently? That's my question. Even in this World Cup, I've watched him for, yeah, he's good. Then the next game, he's not so good. Doué comes back. Brazilians don't like playing in England, said Alexander. I mean, look, there's always situations where players have done well. Firmino's done well. Gilberto Silva did well. I know I'm going back a bit, but, you know, Juninho. There's always going to be players that have come from a certain league and struggled and ones who came here and were successful. So, yeah, but yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, he's had a lot of minutes off the bench as well. Barca are offering Dortmund incentive-based deal. 10 mil up front, another 20 million. It's a Ballon d'Or, though. They're obviously not sure about him, are they? Hansi Flick just loves his pace. Here come Morocco on the attack. They've got bodies in the area here. Clip to the back post. Koundé flicks it away. Do they take the corner? No, he keeps it in. Back post. Morocco, I'm telling you, they've got an outside chance of winning this. They haven't created much, but going to say Brazil. France don't look like they're creating much. Edge of the box. Chance. Right foot, didn't want to hit it. I think that was Brahim on his weaker foot. Yeah, Robinho did well at the start and then faded. Who would you rather play left wing, Eze or Rogers? Probably Rogers because a bit quicker, a bit more intensity, but I wouldn't want to play any of them left wing. Funny Short says, France, please win. I can't watch Spain versus Morocco. Oh, in the semi-final. Big up Space Jam member for 13 months. First stream I've managed to catch since we won the league. He said, mad, big up. I'm concerned with how slow we've been in the window. We got to get moving. We can't just keep saying, oh, the World Cup. You know, other teams are signing players during the World Cup. But I suppose we give them the benefit of the doubt. We had a good window and we won the league. Big up Fitzjoseph, the legend. We have to move forward every season. No waiting. Totally agree. None of this over emotional business. And that's why I'm quite happy that we're trying to sign Bruno Guimaraes, because I'm looking at that going, if we sign Bruno, that probably means that Zubimendi's getting benched. And Zubimendi is a bit of a favourite of Arteta. You know, he took 2 years to get him. So that would be, for Arteta, quite ruthless for one of his favourites to go, you bought Zubimendi last season, you're benching him a year later. I'd go, okay. But I need more ruthless than that. I need players to be getting sold that people think probably won't get sold. You know, my friend messaged me yesterday. He said, "Oh, Odegaard's had a good World Cup," which I was like, "Well, he's had an all right World Cup. It hasn't been that great." Sometimes people confuse the team is getting far in the tournament, so the players automatically had a great World Cup. You know, Odegaard's been okay, and I said, "Yeah, use the World Cup hype to sell him." He went, "That's harsh." I said, "No. Sometimes when your player goes to a World Cup and plays well, you go, yeah, I'll use that to get you out and get more money for you. Doesn't necessarily mean, oh, we got to bring him back. He's going to cook this season." But we'll see. Koundé's down injured. I hope clubs think he's had a good World Cup. Yeah. Yeah. Gunnar Chris said, Big C, easy solution to Barcola and our attackers. Sign Barcola and Krupi and bring in Henry as the attacking coach. I don't think Henry will work at the club while Arteta's there. He was critical of him early on, and I just think Arteta would hold that against him. David said Robbie said the same thing. He looks busy, but nothing special. Yeah, I mean, I've watched Odegaard a few times. I think he's been okay. I'm not going to say he's been bad or terrible, but sometimes people, they win a game and then they go, he played really well. And I'm like, he played all right. But yeah, listen. Diaz is an enemy of progress. Apparently, I saw something today that Brahim Diaz and Hakimi fell out after the AFCON penalty. And that they don't get on very well anymore. Since you're not convinced by Solis, who would you sign alongside Barcola? It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one, but I just haven't seen enough of him. So some of you might have watched Solis and be saying he's a really good backup player, but from what I just haven't seen much of it. Too many square passes from Odegaard. He drops very deep now, Odegaard. He used to play a lot higher up the pitch. I think maybe he wants the ball more. Side of Spirit saying, yeah, he's more Vitinha role than Bruno now. He's become more of an 8 maybe, but when you're playing the 8, you've got to have some physical presence as well, you know, because you do have to get stuck in defensively. If we played like Rice in the 6, Odegaard in the 8, Eze in the 10, I mean, Declan Rice would have to do miracles defensively. That's the problem. I think I wouldn't surprise me if Martinelli stays and we don't sign 2 left wingers. Martinelli had an all right World Cup as well. Corner to Morocco. Can we get the biggest shock of World Cup 2026? This is the first quarter-final game of the tournament. Morocco growing into it slightly. The cross is blocked. Still haven't really created a big chance. And you're not going to do that. They volley it out for a goal kick. Jersey Mark said, big up C. My feeling is Arsenal buy Rodgers at left wing. And next season we sell Odegaard. Move Rodgers to the 10 and then sign Yildiz. That would actually make sense. I've always thought Yildiz is the winger that suits Arteta's system. Close ball control, works hard defensively, dribble. He's a bit of a B-Tech Kvara, a better, sharper version of Trossard, really. Martinelli did look good in the 10. Would he look good in the 10 in the Prem where you wouldn't get as much time and space? That's the problem. France on the attack. Dembele. This France front 3 or 4 have had a very quiet game. Doué clips it in. It's blocked. Defending well, man. Morocco. Counter-attack could be on for Morocco here. Will he run up on Meccano? Has he got the pace? Wins a throw in Morocco. I'm telling you, they're getting a little bit of confidence. This is dangerous for the French. Big C, you heard about world-class Garnacho. He's free to leave. I never rated Garnacho, bro. Even at United, I said, this guy is so hyped. He had the odd good game off the bench, but I couldn't believe Chelsea bought him. And they're paying the price. A year later, they're putting him on the transfer list. And he's turned up with dreadlocks. I mean, I don't know. If he was playing well, you'd probably let it slide. You go, all right, we'll let it off. But when you're playing like that, we don't really want him rocking dreads playing like that. Martinelli needed to develop. Yeah, I think Martinelli could be a 9. But we've never really tried him there. He played there a little bit in Europe under Emery. What's your business plan? Yeah, I want to do more neutral content. I want to get the other channel going. It's just sat there doing nothing. And we'll do some different things, reactions to things, not just football, and just, yeah, more stuff, more variety. There's a shot by Doué, saved by the goalkeeper. We got unreasonable. Vegas Gunner said, do you think Arteta wants Bruno because he's similar to Xhaka? Both fiery and similar playing styles. Listen, I mean, I think he's better than Xhaka, but yeah, that left 8. We were linked with Bruno when he was at Lyon, and we were linked with him when he was in Brazil, actually, if you look back through the reports. So the club have liked him for a long time, and obviously Arteta likes him. Kone has been quality for 50 mil. Somebody needs to sign him. Mad stat, João Neves and Vitinha created 0 chances for Portugal throughout the World Cup. Yeah, Portugal are like, they're proper letdown, man, in World Cups. You look at their midfield, João Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes. How are you not? But then, I don't know. Ronaldo's up front, the balance is off. Oh my days, Kylian. Sitter. I think he's onside. I thought he was off. There's Elise. Wow, Mbappe's having one of them days, man. Yo, was he onside? Look at that turn from Elise. Bawadi got sent to the shops. He's offside. He's probably happy he's offside because you can't be missing the target like that. Elise, oh, bro. Oh, look at the pass. Look at the pass from Elise. Do you see it? The bam bam left onto the right. Bam bam. Oh, he's disgusting. If Mbappe's onside and he misses that and I'm Elise, I am fuming. He has just spun Buwadi like Danny Ceballos. What a ball that is from Dembele. I don't know if he meant it. I'll say he did. Doué finds Mbappe. Will he pass? You don't want to get desperate. Keep the ball. It'll happen. Bruno and Barcola would be good. Yeah, you'd take that. Quality centre mid. Very dangerous left winger. You'd take that. And see Hakimi. Hakimi and Mbappe are good friends, aren't they? Always go to like the NBA games together and that. That Elise pass, oh my days. It's the carefree attitude that actually makes Elise such a good player. Because he'll just try things. You can tell he's just like, if I can do it, I'm going to do it. And that's what we don't see enough of in football. That's what makes him so good. Mbappe dinks it. Oh, wow. He's having one of them games, bro. Now, I'm intrigued now to see what Mbappe does. Because the other night, I was saying Messi's having a really bad game. And then he slaps it with the volley. And I've said so many times, if you don't have a great game, have a great moment. When you're not playing well, you have to actually relax and not be too desperate. Yeah, he's drifting left a lot, isn't he, today? I don't know why. Elise's class, never understand why we didn't sign him. Well, he was recommended to us, wasn't he, by Vieira. They're probably looking at it at the time going, we've got Saka playing well. Waneri's coming through. We should have got him. Dwayne said, Big C, even though we won the league, do you rate last summer? In Cape for me, the depth proved crucial. I think that window was bigger on paper than it was in reality, but you also can't downplay the impact. And this is not me doing the lawyer thing. Gyökeres, I think, was underwhelming. We expected more. But he scored 21 goals in all competition. I think he made us much harder to play against. Physically, we had a presence at the top of the pitch rather than a false nine. You look at Eze. Okay, yeah, maybe we expected even more. Number one, it doesn't help when the manager doesn't really want to pick you over Odegaard and leaves him out for 10 games. But second of all, he won us 10 plus points last season by scoring winning goals, setting up winning goals. So they still had a huge impact on the title. Kepa was not really a difference. Mosquera was good at 13 million, even though I think he's rash, and I'm still fuming that he conceded that penalty because he has to take that out of his game. Otherwise, he won't become a top defender. He'll always be known as that rash centre-back. Subamendi for the first half of the season was good, then faded. There it is. Ion, Kylian Mbappe. There he is. Opens up his body. Hold that. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. The best player in the world. If you can't have a great game, have a great moment. There is the moment. He is just the king of World Cups. He's unbelievable. Opens up his body, far corner, bang. What a goal. Oh, what a player, man. Issa Diop. Oh my, ay, 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 ay. And this is a good goalkeeper, by the way. He ain't no joke. What a goal. He's top quality. Do you know what also hurts me? Wenger was in his house. Do you know what Wenger should have said to his dad? I'm not leaving this house until you sign for us. It's not going to work, is it? His dad's going to, you are, bro. I'll get you out of the house. But, you know, I wish Wenger would have just said, bro, I'm not leaving this house until you put pen to paper. Imagine what Wenger would have done with Mbappe. The new GOAT, the king of the World Cup. It's his world, bro. In terms of football, he's the man. Double change from Morocco. Henri wishes. Yo, this guy, MJ, you know. All right, so Van Nistelrooy wishes he was this good. Wayne Rooney wishes he was this good in World Cups, MJ. You know what I mean? Give MJ 3 years time out. I'm telling you, bro. Wenger would have had Mbappe cooking at Arsenal with the football he was playing. Did Boadi get dragged? One up to it, was he, you see? Told you, man, sometimes... Listen, he's still a good player. This is the toughest midfield he's played against. I think, but... Oh, Mbappe's got injured now. He's all right. I think... oh, maybe not. Is he genuinely injured? He looks like he's getting up. I think Boadi is... If Arsenal can only sign one centre midfielder, he's not the priority signing. He's the... If you've got Bruno Guimaraes and you've got money to spend and you want Boadi for the future, you can, yeah, go and invest in it. If you can only buy one midfielder, he's not the signing because we need somebody for the here and now. And also, because of the role he plays, you'll just end up putting Rice in the 8, and I don't want to see that. I want Rice in the 6. Mbappe gets wiped out. Eee! Diop's fuming, man, that you just whipped it round him in the top corner. Bang! I always think if you're that injured, you can't roll over that many times. It takes too much effort to roly-poly 4 times like that. I know you're trying to show the referee what a terrible challenge. CR7. Yeah, I watched CR7. He moved as much as the Statue of Liberty in this tournament, MJ. Incognito, let's be honest, see Mbappe ain't far off Henry. Listen, like, I don't think he's ahead of him, but he's the player at the moment, the striker that is like, you're going into that level. If he wins this World Cup, you're talking about 2 World Cups. He needs to win the Ballon d'Or and the Champions League, which I think he will, if Mourinho gets things right. Yeah, Morocco are just going to wipe him out now and say, okay, him and Messi joint top scorers, 8 goals each. If France win, they play Spain or Belgium. If Argentina win, they'll play England or the Norwegians. I still wouldn't put him above Thierry. He's got a bit more work to do yet, but he's on track to. Listen, he can be whatever he wants to be. He's that good. It's how long he can do it for. It's if he can be a success at Real Madrid. Madrid is not a club that scoring goals is enough. You've got to win trophies there, otherwise they turn on you. So Mbappe actually was top scorer in Spain and top scorer in the Champions League, and Madrid fans are still saying, yo, bro, what's going on? Carl says Mourinho will be sacked by November. He's washed. I don't know, it depends what he tries to do there, Mourinho. I think he thinks that Real Madrid needs structure. You know what I mean? And he's somebody that can give you structure. But he's such a big personality and ego. Is he going to fall out with people? Do an Henri v CR7 stream, run the tapes. World Cup winner, Euros winner, Champions League winner, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, League Cup winner, Invincible winner. What a goal, 2-0 France, Dembele, game over. Yeah, I know. If you talk Ballon d'Ors, though, you've got a mad argument. And Champions Leagues as well. 2-0 to the French. Allez les Bleus. Ousmane Dembele, right foot, bottom corner, game over. The French are through. Morocco are done. Keeper got a good hand on that. Should he have saved that? It's a good finish. But I thought he could have palmed that wide. Allez les Bleus. Heading to the World Cup semi-final. They're a cheat code, man. Their attacks just... You only need a good 2 minutes. And one of them will score. Ricky, I think Spain are the team that France will cause France a problem. But I still think France will beat them. Saliba loves that celebration, man. Cuts inside. It's not even in the corner, man. I don't know. Keeper's a bit unsighted. Part of me thinks he should save that. It's hard because it's dipping. And it's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, the game's done. The game's done. They're not even, Morocco, I don't even think will score. Ousmane Ballon d'Or. Hey, Ousmane Ballon d'Or. Hey, Ousmane Ballon d'Or. Yo, he's a joke. I think Dembele every now and then, there's a little fly in here, man, going around the light. Every now and then, Dembele has to remind people, hey, by the way, everyone, like, I am the Ballon d'Or winner. I keep hearing about Elise and Mbappe. I do have 2 Champions League winning medals in my house and a Ballon d'Or. Yeah, it has been a poor game. It has been a poor game. France, they haven't been at their best, but they don't need to be. They don't need to be. That's what makes this French team so good. Because they don't even have to play that well. And they'll beat you. My prediction at the moment, and I could be wrong. My prediction at the moment, France versus England World Cup final. France beat England in the final. That's my prediction. right now. Might change, but right now, I think England will get past Norway. Not easily, because Haaland, Odegaard, Nusa, they've got dangerous players, Oscar Bob, but I think England will beat them. And I think I think they'll beat Switzerland or Argentina in the semi-final. Close game. I look at Argentina's last two games, I think somebody will get the better of you, and I think England would. And then I think England will make the final. And then I think France will beat them. You think England bring it home? Spain, England. Listen, you never know. Spain, when I've noticed Spain play France, they frustrate them because they keep the ball so much, they're not able to attack them as much. I've got a feeling it'll be England-France World Cup final, which would be unbelievable. The final is correct, but it's coming home, Chris thinks. It would be crazy if England actually won the World Cup. It could just be that year, people, like Arsenal win the Prem, the Knicks win the NBA Championship, and England win the World Cup. It's like, could just be one of them years where the teams that you just thought they're never going to win it again, they all win it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. You think Haaland will beat England? I don't think so. I just don't think Norway have got enough going on in their team to beat England. I also don't know if Norway's defence is good enough to keep England out, to be honest. I know they beat Brazil, but Brazil, they've got no energy in midfield outside of Bruno. Their defence, their fullbacks are not great. I don't think Marquinhos and Gabriel is a good partnership. And let's be honest, they missed a penalty. And Hendrick missed a one-on-one. They should have been 2-0 up before Haaland even scored. So I'll be honest. Yeah, Norway are definitely well drilled. And they've got a monster up front. But I think England-France World Cup final. Forgot Saliba was playing. Such an easy game for him. Oh my days. Zaire Emery finally got World Cup minutes. This is his second tournament. He's never played 1 minute for France. Euros and the World Cup. Deschamps has finally given him 20 minutes. Kone's come off. He's played well, by the way. Very well. France. Zaire Emery's a good player. Curtis, I'm so convinced, man. Bring in Kone. I like him. I like him. I would still take Bruno over him. Just because of the way he plays. He's got goals in him. And I want a midfielder that can score and create. But Kone would definitely be a backup option because Boadi got shown levels today, man. With the press, he couldn't cope with it. That's the thing. You watch players, you go, yo, he's ridiculous. So you go, oi! Is that Hakimi just nutmegged? Was that Doué who he nutmegged? PSG teammate. Mbappe has scored 64 goals for France in total, 20 of those in the World Cup. He is Mr. World Cup, says 57 Vax. Big up to you. He just goes crazy in the World Cup. He plays different. What I've seen of Mbappe in this tournament compared to Real Madrid, I'm seeing a far more motivated, hungrier. It's his country. I think he took that last World Cup final personally. He must sit there sometimes and think, I scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. The volley was incredible. And you didn't come away with the winner's medal. Do you know what I mean? I think he took it personally, like, yo. And I'll be honest, this French team now is better than the French team 4 years ago. This is a better team. This front three is ridiculous. Hey, Upamecano slices it over for a corner. But I just think he's thinking, look, whatever's in our way, we're going to move them out of the way. They should win the World Cup. If they don't win the World Cup, it's a shock. Because they're better than everybody. But football doesn't always work like that. Well, he always said a lot of fans are underestimating Zubimendi for next season. I hope he does well. I hope he does. He's our player. We got 4 years left on his deal. More than 2 rolls and you're not injured. I'm telling you, when you're rolling around 4 or 5 times like that, you're doing it mainly to show the referee that the tackle was bad. Big up to you, Snod. Avinab said, even I can manage this French team to a World Cup trophy. Listen, really good teams don't even need coaching, really. When we heard Gareth Bale's interview, they're like, what was training like under Ancelotti? He goes, keep ball, bit of shooting practice, bit of light fitness. Ancelotti was probably like, go on, lads, get yourself home. Said Zidane used to join in the keep ball. Like, that's how relaxed he is. When you got top players, like I remember an interview with Frank Rijkaard, he said Ronaldinho used to give him extra days off because he couldn't teach him anything. Said my aim was to just keep him fit. So I used to give him extra time off. Just say, I don't come in tomorrow. Nothing I can teach you. Do you know what I mean? When players are that good, coaches don't need to do much. They don't need to say much. You got to keep them happy. Don't overdo them physically and let them play. Let them play, you know? But a lot of coaches nowadays, they don't allow that. They want to overcoach. Doué was down there with a challenge. Egypt got robbed, says Sakin. Let's call a spade a spade. There was a foul on Saka. We all know Salah, that we all know would have been called if it was Messi. I don't know, was there a foul? The one I saw, it looked like the guy got the ball, but somebody said his shirt got pulled before. I'll go back and watch it, actually. Salah, foul. Egypt. This game's done, by the way. You might as well lock the game off. Right, let's have a look at the Salah incident. Yeah, I've just watched a clip of it. It's soft, man. I'll be honest, man. Wins the ball. Salah rebounds back to him. They're saying the right foot. Does it make contact? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, looking at the reaction of Salah. Is he complaining for the foul? Nah. Salah's not even really asking for the foul, man. I don't think it is. It's soft. Very soft. Listen, Argentina have had the rub of the green from the officials. That one there, I don't really think there's a big uproar, really. I think a penalty would have been harsh. Mbappe's down injured. I think it's more the kicks than an actual muscular injury. Amici said, these French attackers make football look so beautiful. We have Havertz and Jesus. That's why you got to enjoy the World Cup, man. Before you know it, it'll be 0-0 at half-time. Haramble. Arteta might mess this France team up. Yeah, Mbappe left wing back today, fella. Make sure you cover. Mbappe's coming off. He's took his boot off. I think it's more he's taken a kick. He must be injured, well, or bruised, because there's no way he would want to come off when he's chasing the golden boot. But he's off. He looks all right. Probably that challenge from Diop. Mbappe comes off. He's getting a round of applause in Boston. This is what everybody there would have paid their money for, to see him, and they've seen it. Mateta comes on. Mateta. Big Mateta comes on. Shirt tucked in and all sorts. Job done for the French. FIFA are like the mafia, corrupt settings. It's always been like that, innit? FIFA and that. Mateta and Barcola. Come on. Who came off of Mbappe? I'm assuming it's Doué. Saving him for the next round, yeah. Cherky holding bench. Elise's in the 10, bro, and Dembele's on the right. He ain't better than none of them two, so he's got a whole bench. Unless them man are tired, then so be it. Diet Barcola, yo. Mbappe has scored 55 goals in 57 matches last season. World Cup and club football. Wherever he goes, mad and underappreciated by so many. Big up to you for understanding his levels. Thank you very much, Luke Hastings. Just tell Aryon that. He doesn't appreciate that his levels. France on the attack. Oh, I'd like to see Mateta score, you know. I feel like Mateta's just an old school striker that's worked hard, done well at Palace, got himself in the French squad. I'm actually happy for him. Won the Conference League with Palace, scored the winning goal, did the Kung Fu kick celebration in the final. See, did you hear Infantino is under investigation after the Argentina game? Yeah, investigating, man. Why not? The guy's doing madness. Getting Balogun's ban lifted and speaking to Trump. And big up Kay Hayes, who said, Don Curtis, seeing you so relaxed in a live stream is strange. Arsenal isn't good for our mental health. We're probably, the World Cup finishes next Sunday. We're 10 days away from it all starting. Arteta interviews, pre-season tour, waffle settings will be back. I'm just enjoying watching football. And that's what I've realised when Unreasonable said earlier, what's your plan for next season? I actually enjoy watching football a lot of the time when it's not Arsenal because the emotion's out of it. So I just enjoy it. But when it's Arsenal, I'm just stressed out. I really hope that because Arsenal won the league, I'm different watching Arsenal next season. I probably won't be. I keep telling myself next season, Arsenal, I'll be more relaxed. We'll go a goal down against Coventry. I'll be going mental first game of the season. It all goes out the window. But I hope I can just enjoy watching Arsenal a bit more. Arsenal play first, don't they, on the Friday night? Arsenal v Coventry. Arsenal versus Coventry is the 21st of August. Friday night, first game of the season. Oh, Mateta! Didn't quite get it. Kwanzaa suspended for 2 games. Yeah, I don't think he's that good at right back anyway. Cherky's the water boy. Yeah, man, humble him a little bit, man. You know what I mean? Got carried away last year, won the Carabao Cup. Do some kick-ups on the touchline, you know what I mean? Man had tears in his eyes when we won the league title. Unknown C, big up. I'm not even sure, but these narratives about Mbappe, etc., upsetting the dressing room personality doesn't equal toxic. I mean, I think it's easy to blame him. I think Real Madrid are a mess regardless of Mbappe. I think they're a mess regardless. They haven't had... that Real Madrid dressing room is not going to be successful with Xabi Alonso or Arbeloa as the manager. They need major personalities to manage that club. Ancelotti, Zidane, those guys, they're like a school classroom with a supply teacher running wild. Do you know what I mean? Again, we spoke about it earlier, people. These are not players that you need to do too much coaching with. You know? It is, man. Come on, man. Henry, these guys, they all had ego. Yeah, some French players, Dutch players, there's certain countries, you know they can come with that, especially when they're top players. Jose will either be a manager that they absolutely love or they will despise him and get him sacked in about 3 months. He'll fall out with people straight away. It'll be one or the other. They'll either love him, he'll be the father figure manager that they all love, or they'll go, nah, too arrogant, too much ego. He's going to start telling attacking players to defend more, and they'll sack him by Christmas. One of the two, no in between. Jose's definitely past his best, but he's not. I think Real Madrid is about man management and not coaching. And I don't think Jose's man management is washed. I think he can still go in that dressing room and motivate players. The coaching, I don't think he needs to coach that team too much. Valverde, Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Courtois, they're top players. And Jose's a boss. He's a proper boss. Good shot there, saved by Mignon. Throw into Morocco. Shot was deflected. Yeah, it's pretty straight at him, to be honest. Can't see him and Vinny getting along. Obviously, with what happened against Benfica, you would think not, but surely he's going to put an arm around him and apologise and try and get him on side. But you never know, Vinny might not accept it. Another reason that Arsenal could go for him. Sakin said, Jose will win trophies, bro. Come on. Bet you any money he's thinking of how to maximise the attack. That's why he's just buying defensive. But I hope so. I like Jose, I'll be honest. A lot of Arsenal fans don't like him because he kind of disrespected Wenger, but it's competition, man. It's like two boxers. They're not going to speak nicely about each other before the fight. Jose and Wenger are actually friends now. He's a winner, bro. He's a winner. I don't think he's going to need elite coaching with that team. He needs to bring them together, get some fighting spirit, and sort out the back four. And I think Dumfries and, just wide. Flick on at the near post. Dumfries, Konate, and Cucurella. I think they're good signings for them. You know what I mean? Cucurella has become one of the best left backs in the Premier League, to be honest. Konate, I mean, he was good, but he wasn't good last season. But he's still a good big centre off next to Rudiger. Dumfries has been a very good right back, although he's played right wing back at Inter. Morocco needed this humbling. Yeah, they haven't attacked enough. I'm a bit disappointed with how defensive Morocco have been. I get it. It's hard. Like, it's France, innit? Teams don't want to attack and leave space for their front three, but at the same time, they've hardly attacked. Avinab said, imagine Arteta screaming and doing antics from the touchline, managing this French team. Mbappe would walk out seeing Elise at right back. Bro, Mbappe would get him sacked. Why no coaches jumping around the touchline like Arteta said unreasonable? You don't always need the spotlight, do you? Amici said, Havertz and Jesus, £520,000 a week, selling both this summer will elevate the summer. Unfortunately, not happening. You put Odegaard in that, by the way, you're talking £750,000 a week, £750,000 in wages to get rid of them three. And I'd get rid of all three of them. Then you can add Trossard, who's going. Here's a chance. Elise, doesn't wrap his foot round it, goes wide. Morocco have been so disappointing. But it is the French, and they can do this to you. At 0-0, Morocco will be thinking, we're growing into this game, can get something. Before they know it, they're 2-0 down. Kylian Mbappe has scored at least 3 goals in the knockout stages of all 3 World Cups he's played in. He's the first player in World Cup history to achieve this feat. 3 goals in 2018 knockout stage, 5 in 2022, and 4 so far with a semi-final and probably a final to come. He genuinely is the king of the World Cups. His numbers are insane. 20 World Cup goals in 20 games in the World Cup. Wow. 12 have come in 11 knockout games. And he's only one behind Messi as the all-time top World Cup goal scorer of all time. Yeah, he's doing ridiculous things. He really is. Zlatan, Haaland, Lewandowski. That's tough. That is tough. Oh, he saved at the near post, Barcola. Zlatan, Haaland, Lewandowski. That's really tough. I was always a big fan of Lewandowski. Them two have done more than Haaland. I feel like Haaland's got to do a bit more. Then we can have that conversation. Zlatan's a legend, but he didn't win the Champions League. Lewandowski did. I don't know. Hard to separate those two. Both really good for different reasons. Barcola's got a serious pass. He's rapid as well, isn't he? He's got pace to absolute burn. But again, you got to get the ball to him early. What I really like about Barcola is the close ball control. He's not like a knock it and run merchant. Look at his acceleration. Yeah. Do you know what it is if you get Barcola? You've got to develop him, though, as well. He's not the finished article, but there's loads of potential there. My concern with these kind of signings are Arteta's not developing attacking players. So is he actually going to improve him? There's bags of potential there. There's a long way to go to get him anyway, to be honest. He just hasn't. They haven't even announced that they're willing to let him go yet. Never mind the fact that they're going to ask for 100 million plus for him, I reckon. Yeah, this game's been really poor. Really, really poor. 2-0. 2 minutes to go. Hopefully we get a more entertaining game tomorrow. 8 o'clock kickoff. Spain against Belgium. We will be there. Gav said I'd still keep Martinelli even if we sign Barcola or Rashford. Martinelli, listen, he might be a good impact player, as a lot of games last season he came on with impact. I suppose the problem with him is he different enough from Barcola? Do you want that Trossard kind of winger coming on if you've got Barcola's explosive pace? Or are you just going to be relentless and go, yo, the pace of Barcola, 20 minutes to go, the pace of Martinelli, and just wear out the fullback? I think Barcola has better close ball control and dribbling than Martinelli. Martinelli's very good when he's got space to run into. Barcola and the cone man, no, will not work. The tracking back and defensive work will not work. Well, Arteta's got to show some adaptability, man. He can't keep buying the same players, and there are not many wingers that are going to put the work in that Martinelli and Saka have to. But that has come at a cost. Liam said, drunk panda with a sly goal tomorrow. Yeah, let's see, man. Obviously, well, I was going to say there'll be a lot of Arsenal players, but most of the Spanish Arsenal players are on the bench. So we'll obviously see Trossard for Belgium. And then we'll have Rayo, Zubimendi, Marino. They'll all be on the bench. Gav said, true, and Rashford still has a lot to offer. It'll be interesting. It wouldn't surprise me if Arteta looked at Rashford at some stage in the window. I'm telling you, wouldn't surprise me. Always scored against us. And I always think when a player constantly terrorizes your team, it has an impact on that manager. How many times did he rip up Ben White and score against us? And he might be thinking, 30 mil. I can bring him back. Rescue mission. Yeah, Raya being on the bench for Unai Simon's a bit crazy, isn't it? Even Juan Garcia at Barca, he just won the league. Yeah, Marino's a super sub. But wonder if the goal will force him into the team. Trossard v Porro, yeah, the famous Cruyff turn that he had Porro breakdancing. Listen, so you would expect out of these 4 quarterfinals, France, England, Argentina, Spain, but maybe we'll get one of them where the other team gets through. I think maybe one of them. I don't know which game. I didn't think Morocco would beat France. I didn't think they'd have enough in attack, and their striker's out on the bench. He's injured. Thought they'd wear them down eventually. England, Norway, they could lose, but I think they'll beat them. I think the surprise would more likely come in Spain, Belgium, or Argentina, Switzerland. I think Switzerland will actually cause Argentina problems just by how well organised they are. And Belgium are a bit of a strange team. They're not good, but they've got, Lukaku scores goals, Trossard scores goals. These guys turn up in tournaments and bag goals in World Cup. So I don't know. But maybe it would just be the 4 that we expect, which would be great in terms of the semi-finals. Spain against France, Argentina against England would be box office. Messi against England, World Cup semi-final would be insane to watch. Declan Rice trying to get hold of Messi in that 10 role. You'd want to watch that, man. I'm telling you, you have to would watch that. But Belgium, yeah, they're strange. It wouldn't surprise you if Lukaku like bullied Laporte and scored, and Doku was ripping up who plays right back for Spain. I'm not even sure. It's not Carval, is it? Mateta, oh, saved. Cut inside, didn't hit the shot well. They got a chance, man. You got Doku, you got KDB, you got Lukaku, Tielemans. There's players there, man, that can cause you a problem. Porro, yeah, Porro against Trossard. Hey, Big C. So apparently some countries have been subsiding ticket prices for their fans. Why England can't do the same? Yeah, England won't do it, mate. Too much money to make, unfortunately. Too much money to make. Yeah, Porro's Spain's right back. Yeah, this game's done. It's been a boring game, but 2-0, job done. At least we scored at least we saw a great goal scored by Kylian. Oh, Doué, that was a lovely little touch and assist. Ah. It's funny because I used to think he was going to hit the Ronaldo celebration, but he obviously does that, and then he does that at the end of it. You know what I mean? Him and Dembele, and then Mateta looking like Mark Henry. I can't lie, man. He came on. I was like, yo, I hope you do well, man. Man's, yeah, ain't looking too... Lukaku's on the bench, but you know he comes on and nicks a goal for him, don't he? Comes on and nicks a goal. The way Trossard's playing, we should be asking for more money. 17 million World Cup hype. I'd be going, nah, man, Besiktas, you better add 10 million euros to that. Elise wins a free kick. Blow the whistle, ref. 45 seconds to go. And it's a slimmer Robbie up top, Mateta. Robbie's up front, people. And we're shocking they respected France too much. Yeah, they look scared of him. Ideal Arsenal signings. Mbappe, Vinicius... No, really. Vinny Jr., Bruno Guimaraes. That's all I want. You can close the window after that. But I doubt it's going to happen, obviously. The Vinny one is just a dream, people. You know what I mean? Just a dream. Last chance for the French. Edge of the box. Will they shoot? Barcola. Shot by Elise over. Full-time whistle. Allez les Bleus are through to the World Cup semi-final. Kylian Mbappe, who missed a penalty, then scored a brilliant goal, edge of the box, bent it into the far corner, and then Ousmane Dembele puts one in the bottom corner. The goalkeeper, Bono, got fingertips on it. He actually had a really good game, Bono. Morocco, a little bit underwhelming, just didn't feel like they went for it. Pretty boring game, to be honest. But, you know, Dembele and Kylian Mbappe with the goals. Mbappe now joint top scorer for the Golden Boot with Lionel Messi. Curtis, did you know Robbie used to run a radio station in Luton? I didn't know. I knew he obviously had a sound. Sovereign sound that he had. But, you know, I didn't know he had a station. Big up Rob, man. He's been in the game for a while, man. Music to football. He's done his thing, man. Spooky session from Bouadi. Different when you're playing against, you know, midfielders that can press, put you under pressure. Thought Kone was very impressive today in midfield for 50 million. Somebody should be buying him. I'm telling you, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. All of them should be looking at him. So, yeah, listen, good win for the French. Few good, impressive performances individually. And the job's done. They are through, people. They will play the winner of tomorrow night's game, Spain against Belgium. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night, so I'll be live about 7:45, 7:50. We'll probably do an Arsenal show tomorrow as well at 1:30. Big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. Hit the like button, subscribe, hype up the video, and I will see you all tomorrow, people.